What are some great lower tox skincare products that you might want to consider for skin that's age 50 or over? And here's a little clue. This is great for you no matter what your age. I'm Jackie Ulmer. Grab my guide at lowertoxiclife.com. All right, let's talk a little bit about that because, of course, women especially, but men too, as we age, and it starts way back in the early days, of course, where we're concerned and consumed often with how we look, wrinkles that are forming, crow's feet. Should I get Botox? What should I do to maintain that youthful appearance, look and feel my best, and ideally at the same time, lower the toxic soup level that we live in? So, in other words, lower those toxins that we're applying to our skin that seeps into our body, seeps into our endocrine system, and is really a disruptor. So I am going to go through a few things for you. Now, as a reminder, I'm not a scientist, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a dermatologist. I am, however, a mature woman who has lived a very clean life most of my life, not perfection. I'm the 80-20 rule girl, but everything that I'm going to share with you are my good things, my bad things, my lazy things, and how that's all worked out for me. Now, I'm going to start with this kind of like with exercise and fitness. You've probably heard before that abs are made in the kitchen, not in the gym, or 80% of your desired goals are going to be achieved in terms of fitness and weight and the way we look externally through the diet and the nutrition and the foods that you consume. The reality of it is great looking skin, healthy looking skin, lower wrinkle, anti-aging or reduced aging skin is going to start with what you put into your body internally in terms of foods and water. So I'll come back to that because it's possible that you're here for the products, but I want to let you know that we're going to cover some of those things so that you understand some easy steps that you can take to accelerate your progress to stop the aging process, or I should say, slow down the aging process. The reality of it is we're all going to age. The goal is to age gracefully, beautifully, and feel good about that entire process. All right, so I want to start with sharing with you a little app on the phone, and it's called EWG Healthy Living when it pops up. So you can just look for the EWG Healthy Living app. That's Environmental Working Group. And this is a key app to punch in the name. If you're out shopping, you can often scan photos of different things. You'll see, I'm not going to try to bog you down. It's hard to see on this recording. But if you just get that app, that's going to help you test the different products that you purchase. And I'm not going to go into what all the symbols and signs and all of that mean. I'll probably create a different video for that so that you can kind of learn how to use this app. And the important thing to keep in mind, not every single product is listed in there, but they do a pretty darn good job of having the ones that are good and clean identified for you. So let's start first with our facial skincare. And one of the first steps that we often take is cleansing our face. Now, I'm going to be the first to tell you, and I have already conceded to this a little bit when I started saying that I'm going to share with you my laziness and epic fails. I have spent most of my entire adult life not washing my face before I go to sleep at night. I know what some of you are saying and thinking, and I get it, but I don't know what to tell you. That's just kind of how I've always lived my life. I'm one of those people that when it's time for my head to hit the pillow, I am tired and I do the least possible path, which is brushing my teeth. I floss in the morning in the shower, but I do brush my teeth. But skincare has always been on the low end of the totem pole for me at night. So I'm just going to be honest. And I'm going to say, I think I look pretty good for 61. And that's not to say it's going to work for everyone, but I'm going to come back to diet, nutrition, and water, and overall happiness as a big part of it. So what I do use typically, right now I'm using this Pacifica brand, the Rose Kombucha facial wash. It does rate highly in the EWG working group, and I really love the Pacifica brand in general. Is it perfect? No. Does it work for me? Yes. Will it work for you? I hope so, but you'll have to test it and see. Most of these products you can get on Amazon. I also can get it at Sprouts here locally in Scottsdale, Arizona. You'll have to look around. And the good thing is, it's returnable if for some reason it makes your face break out or something doesn't work for you. So I will wash my skin with this, and I use this about every other day to every third day. Now, you might be asking why. Here's the thing. Your skin has its own natural microbiome. So one of the biggest things that I like to keep in mind is that I don't want to completely strip the microbiome of my skin. Now, on the days that I don't use a facial wash, I use organic coconut oil. Organic coconut oil. And if you've not watched my video on the amazing uses of coconut oil, I will link that here because I feel like it's so important. I do use organic, but I will literally use it as a facial wash. Now, I don't put liquid makeup on my face every day. I often use Bare Minerals or a mineral product if I just want to kind of coat over it. I'm fortunate that I have pretty good skin. I'm not looking to hide a lot of age spots or different things like that at this point. So, and especially if I'm staying home, I don't put face makeup on. So therefore, I don't always feel the need to have to clean all of that off. Now, in my younger days, every single day, whether I left the home or not, I always wore makeup. Even then, I didn't wash my face at night. I know, shame on me. I'm just being honest. All right. So those are the first things that I do for skincare to cleanse my face. Now, some other things that I do, there are some different serums. And I'm going to be the first to tell you, I am not one of those women that has a absolute set morning routine with my skincare or evening. So if you're like me and you have gone to the big department store and you've spent the $200-300 on all the beauty products, it's like a 5-10 step process, and you used it for a week and then you went, oh my gosh, I can't even keep up with this or whatever. Listen, you're my tribe because I'm the same way. I have a hard time committing to that for whatever reason. So again, I'm sharing my walk of shame in terms of my skincare, just to be honest. But I've tried everything. I have used Retin-A. Okay, I live in Arizona, travel to Mexico, and I do buy it in the Farmacia in Mexico. You need a prescription to get true Retin-A here in the United States. You don't in Mexico. You can buy it in a Farmacia. So I do have Retin-A. Do I use it religiously? Nope. Have I tried it in the past? Yeah, I probably made it for a 3-month stint at one time. And then I don't know if I traveled or what, but I got derailed. So I am familiar with Retin-A. I think it's a fabulous product if you're willing to commit to it. Some things that I have found beyond that is this beta glucan power moisture serum. Okay. This is a Korean product. I'll link it below. I really love it. You can order it from Amazon. That's what the box looks like. If it helps you, you can see Amazon only. But I love this product. And while it's not Retin-A, it's a serum that I feel is very natural and helps. And again, it's on the EWG website approved. Another serum that I did order that I heard acts a lot like Retin-A is this Bacachil. I'm probably butchering it. And again, I will link this below. I also ordered this off of Amazon, another great serum. And I rotate these around. As I mentioned, I'm not great in the evening, but I figure I am going to go with the thing that it doesn't absolutely have to be at night when I put it on. A lot of times I'll get up in the morning, I wash my face. I'll put these serums on in the morning while I'm going about my day, whether it's reading or editing videos or, cleaning the house or just having a relaxing, casual day where I'm not putting makeup on or anything. I will use these during the day. So if you need permission to do that, I'm here to give you permission to do all of those type things. Now, after I do all of those things, and I will often use a moisturizing cream. If I use coconut oil, sometimes I just let that be what I use to moisturize my skin. But two I'm going to show you, again, Pacifica brand, the Dreamy Youth. I love this particular one. That's what the box looks like if it's easier to find because they kind of look a little bit different. And another one that I have tried and really like is this Amara Beauty. This is a vitamin C enriched cream. I love both of these products. And again, both of them get a thumbs up on the EWG Environmental Working Group website. So I will definitely share those below. Now, another thing that I like to do is once or twice a week, I will very gently exfoliate my skin. And I used to buy the expensive, exfoliators, etc. And as I've aged and realized I don't need to beat my skin up all the time. Very gentle exfoliation is probably much better, especially as my skin ages. So I'm going to tell you what I do today, and that is I mix a little bit of coconut oil with my Redmond's real sea salt, okay? The ancient fine sea salt. I will mix a little bit of that. One thing with a lot of these skincare products, they have preservatives inside them. And they have to have preservatives in them because they have to be, sit on the shelf. They can't get contaminated, a lot of those kind of things. And knowing that, I understand that. And at the same time, I want to put as few preservatives or chemicals or anything toxic on my skin as possible. So this is an old Trader Joe's. This was a blueberry acai bottle. It's glass. It's a glass jar. I saved this. It's small. Now I just store coconut oil in it. I will go dump a little bit of salt in this, bring this into my shower, mix the little bit together, and very gently exfoliate my skin with it. I leave it on for just like a minute, then I rinse it off, and then I'll use coconut oil on it again, and that exfoliates my skin. Again, only once or twice a week, especially as you age. Because I feel like, especially if you're taking good care of your skin otherwise, except for maybe not washing it at night before you go to bed. And I'm not suggesting you do that. I'm just being honest with what I have and haven't done. I feel like that, we have to be careful that we're not overworking our skin. All right. So that's the serums, all the different things like that. Now, the next thing I wanted to mention is castor oil, which is quite the rage right now, but castor oil really is amazing. Couple of things. This is the Queen of Thrones off Amazon. I highly recommend it. It's organic. It's stored in an amber glass bottle, which is extremely important. And castor oil is kind of one of those multi-purpose catch-all kind of oils. You can use it under your eyes. You can use it on your face. You can rub it around your navel. I'm not going to get into all of that, but there's a lot of different things that castor oil allegedly can do for you. Again, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a scientist. If you Google that, you will definitely find conflicting opinions on both sides. You will find those people who rave about it, and you will find those who do debunk it. My biggest thing is, first of all, you always have to test and tweak for yourself. Any doctor that's reputable will tell you this isn't going to hurt you. And if you're like me, it's possible that your grandmother or your mother fed this to you, like a spoonful of castor oil and different things. It works as a laxative, a lot of different things. I grew up with castor oil. I'm still here to talk about it. And so it's been great for me. Is it the wonder product? I don't know. Maybe it is for you, but you're going to have to test it, tweak it, and try. So that's always my biggest thing. It's not a product that's going to hurt you. It could help you. So why not give it a try? Okay, now having shared those things, I'm going to come back around to what I really feel we should start with good skincare. And one of those is hydration and drinking plenty of water. This is just filtered water with my electrolytes added in. It looks a little foggy because of that. And I try to do the 8 times 8, 64 ounces a day. Now, I will always get more than that because I also drink tea, and there's a lot of different things that you can factor in for your water. But most of us were raised with the 8 cups of water a day. Ideally, you're supposed to drink your body weight in ounces. I'll let you do the math for that. I've tried that before. I don't really see the overall results. I'm a great hydrator. I love water, and I drink plenty of water. But the reality of it is I will pee all day and pee all night if I over drink water. So that's the first thing. Make sure you're hydrating, because when you hydrate from the inside, It's going to come out on the outside. It's going to help refine wrinkles, give your skin that dewy complexion, and do what water's meant to do. Our body, our brain, so much of our body is made up of water. And so we have to be constantly replenishing that in order to perform at our highest level. So it starts with water. Second thing is diet and nutrition, the foods that we eat. Sugar creates glycation. I'm not going to get into all the details on that. You can Google it and research it, but it definitely it oxidizes our skin and can have some fairly harmful effects. Sugar is just flat out bad for the skin. So I try to avoid added sugars as much as possible. I don't eat bread any longer. I don't eat any ultra processed foods. I don't have a sweet tooth. I will occasionally indulge in a very skinny piece of cheesecake. I will occasionally indulge in a good white chocolate macadamia nut cookie, very small. But because I don't have a sweet tooth, donuts and all the rest of that hold absolutely no allure for me. Little known fact, I've never had a Krispy Kreme donut in my life, and I intend to get through this life without ever consuming one. All right, so that's it more than anything. First of all, avoid sugar and ultra-processed foods. Avoid seed oils. Again, it comes back to there's no real difference in a healthy, nutritious diet to help with weight loss, help with great skin, help avoid chronic disease, and all the things. If we just eat real whole foods, mostly shopping the perimeter of the grocery store, avoiding the bakery, I'm just going to say it's typically in the perimeter. That's the one part you want to stay away from. You're going to be much better served. So I like to say healthy protein, healthy fat, healthy slow carbs. Now, you may have a diet that you adhere to. Maybe you're carnivore. That's great if that's working for you. You know what those healthy foods are that you're going to adhere to. Same with keto, same with Mediterranean diet, etc. So you decide for yourself, but just know that eating those whole nutritious foods more than anything are going to help your skin look its absolute best and slow down the aging process. Next thing is sleep. Right? We hear about that all the time. And I know for me, sleep is probably one of my biggest troubling spots. And a lot of that has to do with me because I get a little too addicted to the blue screen and it can disrupt my sleep. But at least I know that and I'm aware of it and I can change that. So the more that you can do to accelerate your sleep, consume magnesium at night, that type thing, you will help your body. And speaking of magnesium, a few good quality supplements can be beneficial for your skin too. I will link my video down below on supplements so that you can kind of begin to determine for yourself what's going to fit the best for you. Then the next one is exercise. We basically exfoliate our body, right? You've probably heard about lymphatic drainage and some of that. When we engage in good movement, it clears out our skin. It clears out our system altogether. And of course, that helps clear out the skin. I like to use a rebounder, which is a mini trampoline. I use a vibration plate. I have the Life Pro Waver machine. I use the vibration plate about 15 minutes a day, at least 5 days a week. I do free weights, and then I walk out in the desert a lot. So movement is really good to get your system working and to get everything flowing through your body and your body detoxing the way that you want to. Dry brushing, perhaps you've heard of that. Dry brushing can be helpful too. Not something you want to do on your face, but again, it's part of the lymphatic draining and you always want to brush. I didn't bring mine out here, but you want to brush up toward your heart and the center of your body. That's the way you want to do dry brushing. And then the final one I'm going to close with, and see my video below on sunscreens, is should you use sunscreen on your skin? Again, you can Google that and you'll find the jury out on that. I'm going to tell you, for me, I almost never use sunscreen and I almost never have. I was raised with a mom with a totally different philosophy. When I was growing up, I just figured that's the way it was. Now, I will tell you, as a teenager, I indulged in iodine and baby oil to try to get my tan on earlier. And if I could take anything back in terms of my skin, that would probably be it, even over the fact that I haven't washed my face at night before going to bed most of my life. But that's the one thing I would take back. Now, I do have a more olive complexion. I'm a brunette, so I don't burn as quickly as other people. And again, I am not a doctor and I'm not prescribing any type of regimen for you. I'm just sharing for you literally what's worked for me. So please don't take this as, oh, I don't ever need sunscreen. You have to decide for yourself. Although I do believe that if you will be very diligent and you'll go do some deep diving Google searches, you will find that the acceleration rate of skin cancers coincide with our overuse of sunscreens. And part of the reason for that is because of the toxic chemicals that are in the sunscreens. So it's kind of like chemotherapy, which if you really research that or you talk to a doctor, chemotherapy is designed to kill the cancer cell faster than the chemo kills you. Again, I'm not a doctor. You can Google that, but I'm just saying it kind of works the same with the sunscreen. So the reality of it is use a broad spectrum sunscreen. And as I said, I'll link my video on sunscreens. If you're going to be out in the sun all day, if I'm going to be out in the sun all day, I'm at the lake, at the beach, whatever, I definitely apply sunscreen. And I always use a broad spectrum, largely zinc-based, something that the EWG approves of. I will definitely use that. But if I'm just going to be out every day resetting my circadian rhythm, I like to spend 30 minutes to an hour in the bright sunlight every single day. I will simply slather on some coconut oil because, believe it or not, coconut oil for a short time, this is not a long-term plan, but for 30 minutes or so, and again, depending on your skin, it offers a degree of sunlight protection, the UVA, the UVB rays. It offers a certain amount of sunscreen protection. Again, be careful, test for yourself. Put some on, go out for 10 minutes. How do you do? It's like anything. You have to body hack your own self to determine what's going to fit for you, your coloring, your skin type, all of that type thing. So I don't use sunscreen on a regular basis. I didn't use a whole lot of it with my children either growing up. They're very healthy and doing well today. I use the same philosophy that I do now with the way that I used sunscreen on them. So those are the biggest things that I wanted to share with you. If you have any thoughts, let me know. Oh, one final thing I was going to mention is body care. Now, I use coconut oil almost exclusively to wash my skin. I have a little bit of bar soap that I use when I shave because coconut oil clogs up your razor. But for the most part, I cleanse my entire body with coconut oil. And then I will apply just either the coconut oil or I actually make my own shea butter concoction that I store in a glass jar that just basically has 4 ingredients. Make sure that you're subscribed over at lowertoxiclife.com for that recipe and all the rest of my recipes so that you don't miss any of the good stuff to help you lower the toxic overload and live a happier, healthier life. Again, I'm Jackie Ulmer. Thanks, and be sure and watch this next video on those coconut oil uses. And subscribe to the channel like all the cool people do. Give me a like, leave me a comment, and let's help boost this so more people can learn how to create great skin at 50 and beyond.